Good day. We are the Group 3, and Carl and I will discuss every possible angle of our topic using Dolomite for Manila-based rehabilitation. Using Dolomite for Manila-based rehabilitation. First, it is important to take note of the impacts of beach nourishment using dolomite sand. Dolomite is a naturally occurring element with a low risk of human cancer. Other marine species, on the other hand, can amplify this effect in the food chain. Second, the Manila Bay rehabilitation would be lengthy and tough battle. The funds for beach nourishment should have been better spent on the Manila Bay rehabilitation.
The Manila Bay used to be an integral part of the country's capital, serving both as a strategic advantage during times of war and as a scenic view during more peaceful times. The Manila Bay area is the Philippines' major center of economic activity, ranging from shipping, industrial, commercial, fishing, aquaculture, and tourism activities. With an area of almost 770 square miles and a coastline of 118 miles, the Manila Bay was also home to a biodiverse system with upland forests, a mangrove, mudflats, coral reefs, and more. But the picturesque esplanade is long gone, becoming a health hazard when the Department of Energy reported an alarming average of 330 billion mpn, or most probable number, of fecal coliform in its river mouths. The population and the pollution took a toll on the bay. Over the years, the seawall of the Manila Bay has also weakened, which was evident after Typhoon Pedring on September 27, 2011. The seawalls were visibly destroyed by the storm surges, flooding the nearby Museo Pambata, US Embassy, and even Sofitel Plaza, costing around 30 million pesos to repair. The seawalls were opened again to the public a year later. Major environmental problems identified in Manila Bay include deterioration of water quality, coastal erosion and siltation, overexploitation of fishery resources, degradation of habitats, and loss of biodiversity. Most of the pollution was from land-based human activities, including the discharge of municipal, industrial, and agricultural waste, land runoff, and atmospheric deposition. About 21% of the organic pollution load to Manila Bay came from the Pasig River basin, with 70% of this load derived from households. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DENR, began laying out white sand made from crushed dolomite rocks last week. This is part of the 389 million pesos Manila Bay rehabilitation, which began 2 years ago, which now faces criticism due to the use of white sand. Manila City Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Magoso does not see any problem which requires the operation to stop, noting that, according to the Department of Health, the mineral dolomite, when coming in its bulk state, is not known health hazard. DENR clarifies that based from Wentworth, 1922, rain size clarification from the United States Geological Survey open file, Report 2006-1195 dated in 2011, the sand grain spread in Manila Bay is classified as coarse-grained sand to fine pebbles. This is 2 mm to 5 mm in size, or equivalent to 2,000 microns to 5,000 microns, and therefore almost 100 times bigger than dust. This is not dust, which is 2.5 microns to 50 microns in size. Dust was the one mentioned in the news that is hazardous if inhaled. They further cite that famous islands known for their fine sand such as Anglao and Boracay, which were derived from the weathered coralline limestone and dolomitic limestone, and no health complaints has been filed by the tourists and swimmers. According to the Mines and Geoscience Bureau, the project will benefit tourism, commerce, and the environment. It will also protect coastal properties from erosion and storm surges, and beach nourishment are preferred project over hard beach stabilizing structures such as seawalls and groins. The Department of Health released a statement that the use of dolomite is not known health hazard. Marine scientists explained why dolomite sand won't help solve Manila Bay's environmental mess in Metro Manila. The overlaying of sand with crushed dolomite boulders along the portion of the Manila Bay will not help solve the environmental problems and issues surrounding the area. According to the University of the Philippines Marine Science and Institute, in a statement on Wednesday, the UPMSI warned that the use of the controversial Dolomite sand, a project in line with the base rehabilitation program, may pose possible health risks and threats to the marine environment. The institute explained that the Dolomite sand grains are expected to erode given the conditions in coastal parts of Metro Manila during storm seasons. It said that even with the presence of a breakwater or an artificial structure built for protection from waves, elevated seas and huge waves brought by the weather disturbance can still penetrate the baywalk. Sea level rise in our tropical seas yield the highest rates in the world, about 3 to 4 times more than the global average of the UPMSI said. Beach nourishment projects are not one-shot deals, especially for continuously eroding shorelines. Hence, continuously replacing the sand will be expensive and will not contribute to improving the water quality in the bay. The institute added, noting that erosion threat and poor water quality are the two major problems Manila Bay is currently facing. Aside from the environmental impact, UPMSI said that the finer particles of the dolomite can be problematic, with prolonged dust inhalation seen to cause chronic health effects to the public. These risks include discomfort in the chest, shortness of breath, and coughing. The health department earlier said that the dolomite dumped along the stretch in Roas Boulevard cannot cause adverse health effect, since the product is not small enough to be inhaled. A recently published report by the Environment Department also showed that dolomite sand in Manila Bay is not classified as hazardous, as tests done on its samples did not exceed the limits set in the agency's revised procedures and standards for the management of hazardous waste.
The using of dolomite for Manila-based rehabilitation. Is it good or bad? Many say that dolomite is bad, but others says it's good. DOH said that it will also protect coastal properties from erosion, storm surge, and beach nourishment are prepared projects offer hard beach stabilizing structures, such as seawalls and groins. The Department of Health released a statement that the use of dolomite is not a known health hazard, while UPMSI Institute explained that dolomite sand grains are expected to erode given the conditions in coastal parts of Metro Manila during storm seasons. It said that even with the presence of an artificial structure built for protection from waves, elevated seas, and huge waves brought by weather disturbance can still penetrate the baywalk. The initiative will boost tourism, trade, and the environment according to the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, as it will also protect coastal houses from erosion and storm surges, as well as provide beach nourishment. The DENR chief, who has defended the use of dolomite sand against criticism, claims that the sand cleans the water of Manila Bay, avoids erosion, and increases the beach width. Following the commencement of the battle for the Manila Bay, a large cleanup program, ecocoliform levels in the Manila Bay Walk dropped from 5.75 million MPM, most probable number, in 2019 to 7,000 MPM in 2020. According to Simato, the DENR stressed that beach replenishment using dolomite is an important part of the rehabilitation process aimed at protecting the area's coastal resources and preventing coastal floods, erosion, and pollution. For this reason, the using of dolomite for Manila-based rehabilitation is good. That's the end of our report. Thank you!